All right, ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to deal with anger. You know, don't catch a heart attack, okay? And this is a very good video because I do notice that not many times I get angry in a day. I don't know why. But yesterday I was very fucking pissed off. And it's very rare that I get that angry. So I was like, you know what? This is a very good opportunity to talk about this. I was very alert when I was angry. I was noticing what was going on inside of me. And I was like, huh, interesting. This is what happens when you get angry. Let me tell you what though. When you get angry, you feel justified. You see, anger is one of those emotions that you feel that that you are entitled to feel because somebody did wrong. You see, and for me, I couldn't find any reason why I was angry, to be quite honest with you, but it just felt right. You see, it felt right. All right. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to deal with anger, why you have anger, and how to deal with it. I didn't write any notes, so I'm just going off the dome. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be very interesting. You guys are gonna like it. All right. So let's get started. So essentially, anger primarily is a cry for pain. It's a cry of pain. There is pain. There is an unmet expectation. Somebody did you wrong. You expected something from life, and you got the other. You had high levels of attachment and high intention and high attachment to whatever outcome you had in mind. So anger is one of those emotions that I'm telling you that it's one of those things that, from experiencing different emotions, anger is one of those emotions that feels most real. Like it feels most real because it feels more. It feels you attach your sense of self to the anger because you are right. You know, it's like they did you wrong, or you expected this from them. All right. For example, it's kind of like when you give something to somebody, and you expect them to do the favor for you in return. They don't do something for you, and then suddenly you get angry. Now, the anger is fueled by your mind. There is a physical discomfort that you feel that feels like fire brewing up in your stomach. But what makes everything worse is the thinking mind. You see what I'm saying? For example, they say, "Oh, I got this. This is so wrong. They were the wrong ones. Fuck them." Anger, and so that emotion produces more thoughts. The thoughts gives the emotion more leverage. That emotion gets even stronger. Produces more thoughts, and so it becomes a forcefully compulsive desire to think about the problem. And in that problem, you see yourself as the victim because your needs weren't met. And so a lot of times, most people deal with anger through trying to find a source to throw your anger to. Anger is an energy field. Is like energy, and energy is gonna have to be redirected somewhere. So it doesn't matter what happens. You see, it could be that maybe the guy at McDonald's taking too long. That anger is gonna find a way to redirect itself as something in order to relieve the anger. That's what this is all about. When you get angry at people, in reality, it's more of something that's self-created. You're trying to self-medicate yourself through redirecting into other people, and so you redirect your vitriol, your anger, onto the world. You know, it's a normal human tendency, and that's what I was noticing. I was angry, and I was angry at everything. I was angry at the pigeons. I was angry at the bus driver, and so I was more trying to redirect. I was trying to find a way to feel better. Like fuck, trying to help me. I went to play basketball, and I was angry at everyone. I was aggressive as shit, cursing like a motherfucker, cursing like a sailor, right? But it was because I was trying to redirect the anger, and I wasn't. And the thing that I wasn't doing was the one thing that worked, which was mindfulness. Now, why is that the problem? Why do most people rather suffer than deal with the anger itself? Because it feels right. It feels like if there is a certain pleasure behind being angry, there's a certain pleasure behind the pain. And that's why most people are addicted to pain. We are addicted to pain because we are addicted to the patterns that continues the pain in our lives. So what I should have done yesterday, and I'm gonna show you what some of the things I should have done, and something that you should do when you get angry. And these are very simple coping mechanisms that if you do, you're gonna see the results very instantly. But it's gonna be a lot of resistance for you to do it. Like resistance in which you say you're not gonna want to do it. You're gonna want to ride out the anger. You're gonna want to see what happens. Trust me, there's a cynical pleasure, a sadistic pleasure behind anger, all right, and behind rage. All right, so let's get started. So this is what I do, right? I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna do it with you guys, all right? Okay, here, lower it a little bit. No, right is good. Okay, let me see if I can put this somewhere. Hopefully you guys can hear me from here, right? Yeah, you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, so this is what I do, right? And this is very simple because, mind you, anger is a physical sensation. It's the contraction of the body. Now, why does your body contract? It's because your mind is being contracted as well. When you're angry, you're usually focusing on one aspect of your life, a tiny aspect that you're interpreting. You're focusing on somebody did something wrong, but you're not focusing on so many other beautiful things in your life. So what happens is that it's anger is more of a contraction of the mind when you just focus on one aspect, right? And you just cannot stop focusing on the one aspect. You just fuck that shit. Oh yeah, I just won a couple $1,000. Yeah, fuck that shit. You're just focusing on that. So what happens? Your body begins reflecting the contraction of the mind into the body. So you notice that your muscles begin to contract as well because the body is always reflecting the mind. Your muscles contract, you get stiffer. I think your cardiovascular system also contracts. I could be wrong, but that's my theory. And so that's why you may have high blood pressure and whatnot. And so the body really begins reflecting the mind. The thing is that that's a negative emotion. A negative emotion, according to Eckhart Tolle, and it makes sense, is when it's an emotion that is unhealthy to the body, and that takes the body's natural homeostasis and it takes away its equilibrium. So that's what anger does. Anger fucks you up on an emotional, chemical, physical, and on a physical level. So I'm gonna show you guys how to deal with it. So this is what you should do, right? For example, right now I don't feel angry, right? But I feel a subtle level of frustration for some reason, right? So this is what I do, right? And I'm gonna show you how it's done, mindfully writing out your emotions, right? And I'm gonna speak it out so you can see what I'm talking about. Stiffness in neck. So as I'm writing stiffness in neck, it forces me to continue to notice the neck stiffness. Right? My attention is not on the thoughts, but more on the physical sensation of my anger, stiffness in neck. Um, a dull feeling in my chest. And as I do this, it forces you to notice the physical sensation. You're not thinking, you're noticing, you're present. Ah, la la la, right? My neck feels dull. My shoulders feel stiff. My breathing is shallow. As you notice, my shoulders got more relaxed now, right? And actually, I'm more relaxed. Now, this relaxation is an anger. It's not anger. Suddenly, what I thought was anger. See, if the things that I wrote, stiffness in neck, dull feeling in my neck feels dull, my shoulders feel stiff, my breathing is shallow. If I begin to experience those emotions, those physical sensations, my brain will label that as anger, and suddenly angry thoughts arise. And now all of this is relaxed. There's none of that, right? So now the brain doesn't call this anger, it doesn't label it as anger, labels it as relaxation. So because of that, the thoughts of anger doesn't arise. Even better, if your thoughts are there, the physical sensation of whatever you're feeling right now doesn't feel the thoughts of anger. So you might see those thoughts, fuck them, right? But they're not being fueled. It's like a bike wheel. If you spin it, but you stop spinning it, it's gonna keep spinning, but it doesn't have any energy to spin it. So the same thing with this, right? And so you go even further, right? Right? Subtle pressure in my head, like in my temple. And what tends to happen is that when you look for any tension, what are you really doing? You're present. You're in your body. You're listening to different sounds of the room, and it's like you're more present. It's a little subtle way to stay present. And what's funny is that your senses become more alive. You begin to be more aware, more alert. So suddenly, if you feel any tension, like right now, I felt there. Right, what happens? You write it down. Subtle feeling in my stomach, like butterflies. Right, and that's a way to release that energy. You release the energy to bringing conscious awareness into that place. Because in reality, what's really going on, and this is what I do. Like this book is specifically for that, right? You see, this book is meant for that, for writing, right? Right? You see, I practice a little bit, right? I practice, right? And have a nice pen, okay? Have a nice pen. And if you suffer with anger problems, then if you're a little psycho, right? What you should do is rather than immediately reacting, make this your reaction to sitting down and writing down the physical sensations, and it relaxes you. I'm telling you, like this really works. This really works. But the problem is not the doing it. The problem is the doing part, because you're gonna feel resistance. You're gonna feel like, I don't want to do it. Yeah, nah, I'd rather stay angry. I'm telling you, like that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna want to stay angry. You're gonna want to stay angry. It's kind of like forgiving people, right? Forgiving people is as easy as letting go of the anger, right? Like saying, okay, I'll forgive you. But we don't forgive them because we feel justified. So we choose not to do it. It's just a choice. We choose not to do it. Like, choose not to do it. And so it's not that it's hard, right? But that we just have a choice. And we believe that we are justified to feel this way. Now, what you don't understand is that the emotion of anger is very corrosive to your body. It's really bad for you. You develop a bad posture. You develop that lemon face. Lemon face, like right, right. You develop that face, and it's not good for you. And so, if you continually get angry, man, like you're gonna die. You're gonna have an anger attack. It's not good for you, man. It really isn't. And it makes you someone who unbearable to be hang around with, because you're very shifty, very angry, you have that anger energy. And the thing is that if you're an angry person, you tend to attract other angry people. You kind of like bring out the anger in other people. Like there's some people out there that have such a bad energy that even they make me angry in subtle ways. Like I have to be a little more present around certain people because they elicit certain anger, right? Like sometimes we have partners, we have family members, we have people in our lives that just have that quality. And so you have to be a little more alert, a little more present around them, because they'll try to provoke you to get you angry. See what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we are addicted to that without even knowing it. We're addicted to the feeling of anger. That's why you got to be present and be mindful whenever you feel angry, right? Because that's how it's done. If you don't bring presence in your anger, it's gonna consume you, and it's gonna feel good, and it's not good to find pleasure in feeling angry. You see what I'm saying? For those who are asking me if I lost weight, I think I have, and it's actually a good weight. I weighed 170 pounds, and it's not good. Like that's not my normal weight. That's not my sexy weight. And so I began dieting. I'm eating more fruits and vegetables. I'm eating fruits in the morning. This girl who's a vegan, I think so, right? She suggested me. She told me a couple weeks ago, you should eat fruits and vegetables. And I was like, fuck that shit. That's not gonna happen. And then I was like, man, you know what? I think I should. And I started doing it. And like my stomach is getting smaller. Like I was having a little tummy, man. I was getting a little fat, man. I'm telling you, man. And so what I began doing is eating more fruits and vegetables. Let me see. That's pretty much it. Like having more salads. I stopped drinking coffee because I put a lot of sugar in my coffee. No, I don't have a lot of sugar as much. I drink more water. I started drinking soda. I stopped drinking soda a long time ago, but my sugar consumption dramatically lowered, right? And like 3 times a week, I'll fast for like in the first 6 hours of my morning, and I'll work out during the fast for like 30 minutes. And that helps you stretch fat very well, right? Especially if you're working out and you're eating healthy and and you're eating lean, it helps you get shredded very fast also as well. And that's what I do, man. Like it's just not a lot of sugar and not a lot of processed foods, processed fats. I mean, yeah, processed sugar as well. And looking at the labels and your ingredients, and not eating that much. Like for example, it's not that you eat that much, but that you learn to you stop a little bit sooner than you normally do. All right, and that's helped me lose weight. And it wasn't that that wasn't that I started working out more, but that I started watching. I started being a little bit. I started enjoying my food a little bit more. I started enjoying. I started looking for different recipes to enjoy healthy foods and whatnot, rather than a nice juicy burger. I love my burgers. I love burgers. I love big juicy burgers, right? But I can't eat them as much. And the thing is that a lot of people think you get fatter as you get older. That's kind of true, but it isn't, because a lot of people gain weight as when they grow older, not because of a slowing of their metabolism, because that's kind of true. Your metabolism slows down, but not to the point where you just blow up. Usually what happens is that as you get older, you get less active, you have less energy. That's a problem. You have less energy. And also if you're an unhealthy eater, if you're actually overweight, even less energy you're gonna have, because if you're overweight, you have less energy. Like that's just the truth, right? So what you have to do then is to find a way to be more active, literally be more active, walk more, because that's what it is. It's not about the metabolism. It's just a simple fact that you're less active, that you move less, right? And maybe you don't eat as healthy. I'm not too good about that research, but that's all I heard in the research, that it said that people just eat less, right? Eat less? No, are less active, right? Let me see this. Fruits have fructose and god damn it. See, there's always one person. Neon blue Japan. Why you gotta ruin everything? Um, but it's not processed fruits though. That's the thing. I mean, processed sugar. I'm fine if it's not processed sugar, man. Okay. Um, Let me see. Don't eat after 8 p.m. That's not gonna happen. Let me see. See, I rely a lot on playing basketball and walking a lot for maintaining my weight and whatnot. And right, I think I weight right now 165. I think so. I gotta go check myself. Actually, I gotta go to the weight and check myself. But my ideal weight is gonna be like 158, 158, because it's not just a 58, but also lose the fat, because there's fat, man. I'm a little chubby. You guys don't see it, but for my own personal standards, I'm like at 18 or 20, 18% body fat. I want to get down to like 10%, maybe 8%, show the abs, for Tinder. All right. I got to do a little the little ab stuff. Like, I'm kidding. Uh, Why do guys send dick pics when you meet them? I don't know, man. We don't understand that. That's not attractive. Guys don't understand that. Guys think women are visual. That's not the truth. Women like more words. Women like a good thought out sentence of a good sexual sentence is better than a good dick pic. All right. I don't know why. I mean, it's it's just a misconception that people have, that men have, that sitting there, girl, your dick will work. Like, hey, look, imagine it's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it has a perm. Look, I shaped it up. It has a nice little fade. Imagine that shit. Like a guy giving his dick a fade, like shaping it up. Oh man. I'll tell you what though, man. Not that I would ever send dick pics, but in the past, my theory, in the past, like I've noticed some girls who instantly get turned off. Like they would like me, but if I was in a dick pic, they'll instantly get turned off. And I didn't. The funny thing is that I didn't attribute them getting turned off because of that. You know what I'm saying? Not, but guys don't understand that. Sometimes the girl gets turned off because of that. They'll just attribute it to something else. It's one of the weirdest things. I'll tell you what though, getting a random dick pic is traumatizing to your eyes. I've gotten it. Like I open my fucking phone. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? It's like shit. What the? I don't want to see that. It's like Jesus Christ. It's ugly as shit, man. It looks like it just woke up. It looks like it's just frustrating, right? Not good. Um, but yeah, man, that's how it is. Um, anyways, that's it, yo. Anyways, have a good day, and